MAGA congresspeople are being destroyed by their constituents because Trump's agenda is so wildly unpopular. So I thought it would be fun to show you what the greatest hits of all these MAGA constituents, just laying it out for their elected representative. First, we have Washington, Michael Baumgartner, and his constituents had a little something they needed to know from him.
His secret usage of the LGBT dating app Grindr at a town hall he hosted today. Just take a look.
That being said, how will you respond to the allegations that you've been using the LGBT dating app Grindr in secret?
A lot of people on Grindr have wives. He would not be the first. Here's just one thing I want to point out. Nobody talks about being gay, gay sex, more than the MAGA Republicans. People that are secure in their sexuality, whether it be straight, gay, queer, non-binary, nobody on planet Earth talks about gay and gay sex more than MAGA. And that's a tell, because these are the same people that crashed Grindr twice at the Republican National Convention. They're secretly, they want to be gay. They're jealous that gay people are out, and they're not. So moving on, we see even in Florida, they're calling for AOC because Scott Perry is such a coward.
Calling AOC because we can't get Scott Perry to have a town hall. She is traveling through New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and she will hold a town hall where your representative will not come. So please call AOC and bring her here and shame Scott Perry.
Shame Scott Perry. I'm all for that. But Scott Perry has no shame. As we all know, he committed the biggest fraud on Medicaid in the history of the United States. And then we have somebody that I really kind of hate talking about because I think she's profoundly mentally ill, and that's Nancy Mace. And she says she has refused an invitation to face her constituents at an upcoming town hall event in South Carolina. It's not safe. Nancy Mace refuses to go to town hall because of threatening constituents. Okay, here's what I would say to Nancy Mace. What voice you need to be the scaredest of is the one in your head. You have bigger problems than your constituents not agreeing with you. But this is so typical of MAGA. They want to fuck their constituents 8 ways from Sunday, gaslight them, tell them something that's not true, and then they want to hide. And I hope that her South Carolinian constituents remember that when it comes to election time. And then there's Andy Biggs. I mean, this guy. So he says, I'm going to have a town hall, but only Republicans can come. U.S. Representative Andy Biggs is hosting a town hall tonight where they'll be checking party affiliation at the door. What a puss. This is the most cowardly, beta male, just ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Snowflake. It's ridiculous. Okay, so then we see some clips from the town hall.
Footage of the Republican town hall they don't want you to see.
We're going to eliminate the Department of Education. I need to get rid of the 16th Amendment, y'all. And you also have to get rid of the 17th Amendment.
After Republicans were told not to have town halls because their policies are so unpopular, people were showing up just to yell at them, Arizona Representative Andy Biggs headlined a town hall where they checked party affiliation and voting history at the door to make sure only Trump voting Republicans were in the crowd.
They wouldn't let me in. They looked up my record on how I voted, and based on that, they refused to let me in. This is not America.
I agree. That is not America. And here are these men. They're in these elected positions of power, and they're too big of cowards to go face the music. They're fucking their constituents all day, every day in Washington so they can lay their lips on Trump's ass. Then they run around on Fox News. And so they're in this echo chamber that what they're doing is so popular. And then they face the people that they are hurting and they don't like it. And just real quick on to the 16th and 17th Amendment. Why does he want to get rid of those amendments? The 17th Amendment guarantees each state 2 senators. Okay. A state like California and a state like Oklahoma, where I live, it's 3 million versus 40 million. Oklahoma is getting the better end of that deal. Most of the red states are far less populated. So why he thinks that's a good idea, I fail to know. And the 16th Amendment he wants to get rid of is income taxes. Okay, that's fine. We just read that because of the cuts at the Internal Revenue Service that DOJ has made, $500 billion less collected by the United States. So we have all these cuts, and I want everybody to remember the reason DOJ exists is to cut programs for poor people so that the rich do not have to pay taxes and that corporations do not have to pay taxes. This is not about eliminating discretionary spending by the government. It is about keeping the rich richer, making poor Americans more desperate. So moving on, we have Ruby Red, Nebraska, and Mike Flood faced his constituents, probably should have taken Mike Johnson's advice and not gone to his town hall.
Elon Musk gets $40 billion a year in funding from the federal government. What makes you think that has no conflict of interest, that he has no conflict of interest? Do you think he would cut that before he would cut our Medicare or our Social Security or our jobs?
I support Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency.
You get the idea. Normal, everyday Americans, Republican, Democrats, independents across the board, nobody thinks that it's a good idea to make billionaires the oligarchs in this country and hurt poor people and people that depend on Social Security, Medicaid. This is crazy town that all of these constituents are showing up to these town halls and their representatives are dismissing it so they can kiss Donald Trump's ass. And I hope that these same people that are showing up for town halls show up to vote these members out. And one person that really showed cowardice is Senator Susan Collins from Maine. She did not show up to her town hall, but her constituents did show up. And one of her constituents, I thought this was such a well done constituent, and what he said was so powerful. So let's listen.
Ben, when Elon Musk gave his Nazi salute on stage and was celebrated by your party, where were you? Where were you to stand up to say that white supremacy has no place in this country? When USA was shut down, where were you to remind him that he didn't have that power? That rested with you. When sitting members of Congress were denied access, their rightful and obligatory access to the Department of Treasury by a single ununiformed man and 4 police officers, where the hell were you? When our current president that threatened to annex Canada, buy Greenland, and take Panama by force if necessary, where the hell were you? When Trump and Vance ambushed our ally in the Oval Office in favor of our adversary Putin, where the hell were you? When Trump threatened our governor to cut off funding for our children, my children, where the hell were you?
All great points, all valid questions. Of course, she didn't show up. She doesn't, so she couldn't answer. And also, why aren't the Democrats asking these questions nonstop? I mean, I'm just so disappointed with the Democratic leadership. But there is one bright spot. Representative Ro Khanna.
Look, I have a pretty simple view of things. In America, leaders don't hide from people. That's why I'm here. To listen to you and to try to give voice to your concerns.
Okay, Carly, stop there.
But
one thing I should have pointed out, he is in Bakersfield, California. His district is in San Francisco. So this guy has gone to a ruby red part of California, and he is taking a town hall with Republicans to hear what they have to say. So these Republicans are coward. They are not alpha males. They are beta males. They suck. And more constituents need to call their offices, show up at these town halls, write letters, because we, the people, should have the power, not Elon Musk and not the clown car cabinet that Donald Trump has. Stick with us for more news.